Hey everyone, I hope you are doing well. I just wanted to make a video today kind of detailing my experience in my first year of university. I am still in the process of transferring. We're now nearing the end of May. So I do need to put a disclaimer out there. Obviously, this was my experience and someone else may have a different experience, and that's totally cool. And actually, for that reason, I'm not going to be naming the schools. I'm just gonna refer to them as like School A and School B. So School A was the one I went to, and School B is the one I want to go to. I kind of want to start by talking about the application process. When I was in high school, I didn't know much about university. I am a first generation Canadian, and so my parents didn't go here. I didn't take it as seriously as I should have. I did not take a fifth year. Sometimes looking back, I would think, what if I maybe had a little bit more time to figure out what I wanted? But I think ultimately everything happens for a reason. I know that sounds cheesy. I always knew that I wanted to go into science. Without a doubt, I knew. So like general science, I applied to these programs. I was accepted to School A, so the one that I went to in December, and I was accepted to School B in May. So obviously there was a huge gap between my acceptances. I think I had already sort of made myself comfortable with School A because, first of all, the school was closer. The school had a really good academic reputation. I reached out to some people I knew at the school and they told me good things. I had never been away from home, and honestly, it scared me a lot to just be away from my parents. I thought, wherever you go, you make the best of it. I accepted the offer to School A, which was a flexible honors science program. Now I want to get into what my experience was like at School A. So I was lucky enough to live in residence first year, which is a huge blessing. I really wanted to have a place of my own, to be more independent. I also wanted to meet people. I wanted to make friends. And even though I had a single room, I met so many amazing people. I had heard prior that my dream school had a really good community feel. To me, that was really important. So the first week of uni was a week or orientation week. You kind of meet everybody, they do activities. So you won't actually get into a lot of the work. It's mostly just learning a little bit about how university works, getting your textbooks. I did want to put a voice memo in just about textbooks. I had no idea where to purchase my textbooks, but I found that buying them used or ordering them off Amazon was the best idea for me. I found myself feeling very anxious the first week. I knew that I had so much work to do. I was so scared. It was kind of just a situation where everyone was helping each other out because none of us really knew exactly what to do. Since I was a science student, I did have to take some labs, so I took 3 labs. I remember 2 of my labs started off relatively slowly, and then my third one was insane. I remember going in and wanting to cry because I was actually 20 minutes late, which was really bad. But over the weeks, I began to adjust, and then midterms came. Midterms were really brutal, okay? This was really a time in my life where I was pushed. I was taking courses from different faculties, so I was taking a language course, I was taking math course, I was taking science courses, and then I think about 2 weeks before final exams is when my last midterm was. So it was crazy. And then exams were even worse. It was a horrible month. By the way, just because your program that you applied to does not require a certain course doesn't mean you shouldn't take it. If you're applying for a program that's really competitive and you think it's going to bring your average down, fair, I get it. But if your average is fine and like me, you're a science student and you avoid taking physics, I was definitely faced with more challenges. I knew the first week that I wasn't happy at this school, and I was talking to one of my good friends. We just knew that this wasn't the place for us. I spoke to my parents about it. They kind of told me I was being ridiculous and to wait it out and to be patient. I totally understood, but obviously in my head I knew You have to feel comfortable where you are. You have to be excited to go back. I knew for me that it wasn't the program. I loved my program. I loved everything I was learning. In late October, I applied to School B. Doing this transfer process myself, I realized that it's not easy. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of work. I had to really get this average to transfer. Now we are in the middle of May, getting close to the end of May. School B hasn't actually received my final transcript yet. They will be receiving it on May 27th. Okay, so I did want to give some tips for people going into first year university, or probably even college, an apprenticeship, anything in life. Do not go somewhere or do something because your parents want you to. I have met way too many people that are simply in their program because their parents want them to, are on the road to med school because their parents want them to. It's hard to see people in that situation. It's not an ideal way to live life. You just need to do what makes you happy at the end of the day because you're gonna be miserable. Okay, so the second thing I want to say, do your research. So this means go and visit the campuses, talk to many people from each university, preferably people that are similar to you. If you talk to your introverted friend about her experience and she says it was amazing, it's gonna mean something different than if you talk to someone who is extroverted and they said that, you know, maybe the school didn't have that community feel like they were expecting. Look at the study halls, anything extracurricular that you might be interested in. And lastly, the most important thing is just be excited about university or college or whatever it is you're doing. University is more similar to real life. You get to do your own thing. You get to be an adult at last. There's a lot of fear associated with change. Worst comes to worst, you can always transfer or you can always change something.
This also applies to people who aren't sure what they want to major in. You don't have to choose right away. You can always pick a flexible program and see what you like.
Don't ever think that the situation that you're in is permanent, but don't wait too long because the longer you wait, the more messy it's going to be and the harder it's going to be. I promise you it'll be worth it in the long run. Thank you guys for checking out my video. I just hope it helped you in one way or another. Hopefully I will have more stuff up soon. Good luck and be safe.